Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Tricky Street is a very simple board game for children. The box says 5+, but I really think you can get kids as young as 3 or 4 to play this game and have a great time. So you're going to be delivering packages, and every player's going to have a number of packages they're going to have to deliver. On your turn, you're going to roll and move, but stop! Not exactly like you think. This is much more interesting. So the rolls are going to move the signs. There's a construction sign, a men at work sign, and an intersection. And when you move those signs, you can move as far as you want in the way until you hit one of those or your intended spot. So you can have some really big moves in this on moving those signs. Sounds simple, and it is simple for adults. But for children, they're going to want to move it to certain locations because it's colorful or because it's funny. And what's going to slowly click in their mind is the strategic element of, I want to move it here for this purpose. And it's going to be a stepping stone to games they're going to play later. But this is the kind of game where it's going to start. It's not a mass market roll and move. You just move the player, oh, roll a 5, I'm moving 5, and the game is happening around me. I know it's simple, but moving those signs away from your intended location or even using them to block the next player who may or may not roll and be able to move them is very important. Now, it's simplistic and it's easy for kids, and it's not a lot here for parents, I'm going to be honest with you. But as you talk your kids through the strategy, I think there's a lot of learning about board games and board game strategy that can happen inside this game. So for younger gamers, I highly recommend Tricky Street. I think it's a very good introduction to board games. If you don't want to just play roll and move, IP of the week, whatever happens to be in the movies, and you want to kind of introduce them to things that are more abstract, moving those signs. Yes, you're going to move, but these signs are going to move first. It's like one layer away. Very, very good. I kind of like it. I'm surprised I haven't heard more about Tricky Street. For us, it was enjoyable. Your kids will outgrow it. But when you have kids that are going up, you can't just be like, well, I want this game to last the next 10 years. It's not the same thing as a Euro you buy for an adult. Here, you're going to have games that they're going to grow out of, but they're going to teach them principles about gaming, and this is one of them. Tricky Street was a hit for us. Keeper. This is Tricky Street. It's a really cool looking box. I really like the little kid on the front of it. I think it looks really great. The components are going to be kind of cool. It's going to be like a city. It's going to have... The box is way too big. Let's just mention that. It does look cool, but it's way too big. So what you're going to have is you're going to have these little things here. And it's going to give it a little bit of a 3D effect. You're going to put this cardboard in here to kind of make it stand up. And I think it works. I don't think it's really needed per se. I don't think it really adds a whole lot to the experience, but you can definitely set it in there if you want. The cards are going to be these little people, and you can change these out if you want to, but they kind of go in there. You're going to have 4 different colors that you're going to have. You're going to have 2 dice, a white and a black, and they are custom. As you can see, they have like their own little things on them, and they're big for little kids' hands. You're going to have your men at work and your traffic light, which are standees, and a bunch of these little packages, and they're going to have numbers on them. Now, what the numbers are going to correspond to is, you can see here, this is the 1 red, this is going to be 2 green over here, and you're going to put them through these little things, and that's why it has a 3D effect on this. So, components are actually really good. I think kids are really, really going to like this one. Open it up, you're going to get a rule book here. It's going to be a single page. I'm going to try to show you how to put it together. Setup is kind of weird. Going to put it together right there. It kind of shows you with the arrows, which is really good. And on the back, it'll have the rules. The game is very simple to play. It's for younger gamers. I think it does a really good job with the pictures and some of the notes and stuff they're going to have. So the rule book is very, very good. The only downside I have to the rules here was it tells you with 4 players, you get 4 cards. If 3 players, 5 cards, and 1 remains on the table. But if you look here, it says it's 2 to 4 players. It never tells you how to set it up for 2 players, so I just do 5 cards, and I think that worked fine. That was a pretty good length of the game. I don't think you want to go on too much further, but it's weird that it's 2 to 4, and it tells you how to play with 3 and 4, but does not give you the setup for 2. Weird. So based on the number of players, what you're going to do is you're going to randomly take a bunch of these, and you're going to put them on the back of your car, and they will fit in here. And depending on the number of players and how many packages you will start the game out at. Each player will start at one of these parked locations, and you're going to roll the dice at the beginning of the game. If you have a symbol, you just re-roll until you get a pip. This tells you that the black one will go on the 4, and the white one will go on the 2. On your turn, it's very easy. you're going to roll the dice and you're going to do what it says. So this will go to a 4, which will stay there, and this will move to the white. Then I'm trying to get a package to the red 3. So this means I can move forward as many spaces as I want until I come to the stop sign or the men at work. In this case, my turn would be over. The next person would then move this to the 3. This would move to the 3 because that's what I rolled. And they're trying to get to the green 2, which is right here. You can see their luck was good, and they will deposit that. There is a wild on here. You can move this if you get the traffic light anywhere you want that would work out for you. And there's one of the or 2 of these on this one too, or you can move wherever you want. The first person to get rid of all their packages will be the winner of the game. Very simple little children's game, very easy. The 3 effect brings it to life. It does a good job. Who should buy this game? Anybody has kids like 3+, I would say, 4+, depending on your kid and what they can handle. I think it's a very good introduction to board games and some abstract thinking and thinking ahead. One step down the line. I got to move, but that sign's in my way. Now I got to move that sign. Where am I going to move it to? I think that's the interesting part of this game. Just one step. Yes, I want to move. How can I maximize that move? Very, very interesting for younger gamers. Keeper for us.